I've been doing, particularly in the last year, a lot of travel having these type of discussions. I'd say you start with a commonality that everybody worldwide recognizes the gravity of cybersecurity and is trying to cope with it in the way that makes the most sense for their region and their country. I'd say there are some core things in the NIS Directive that are similar to what's already going on in the U.S., so a call for a strategy and designated agencies and role, those kind of things not being done by legislation but have been designated already within the U.S. and through executive branch presidential strategy and designation. I'd say though that one key difference is really the centralized way in which the EU is approaching the private sector. So it's interesting, across 28 member states within the EU, you actually have a more harmonized, centralized approach to critical infrastructure. Within the U.S., we have been discussing this issue for the past 5+ years and really have settled on cybersecurity standards in a voluntary approach. So collecting best practices from industry, things that work and make sense across the financial sector, energy, cybersecurity, the IT professionals, as well as government, and harnessing those best practices. What you're seeing though, as I said, is on a voluntary basis, so there's no mandate coming from a centralized authority within the US directing all those different industries to take action. So within the EU, what you're seeing from the NIS directives are both requirements for member states to do certain specific things, so a national strategy, designate agencies that have certain roles and responsibilities. At the same time, you're seeing a mandate across critical industries, so whether it's key financial sector, energy, etc., those all must take a baseline approach. By contrast, within the U.S., there are different regulators for the U.S. financial sector. The requirements for U.S. financial entities are set exclusively by those regulators rather than by a cross-cutting regulatory authority within the U.S.